Okay, so let's continue on the Introduction to HTML chapter from Codecademy. I'm just going to go through the most important parts here. Here they're talking about the structure, how you use body, paragraph, opening and closing tags for those elements, headings. They're saying how you can use H1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 is the maximum. And you can see here that H1 is going to be the biggest one, and so forth. One of the most popular elements in HTML is the div element. Div is short for division, or a container that divides the page into two sections. These sections are very useful for grouping elements in your HTML together. Okay, so here they start with an opening body tag, H1 for the title, and then they're using div, opening tag, closing tag, to talk about brown bears and to specify the species and features. And then later on, they used another div tag to talk about habitat. So it's important to use div because later on, if you want to style that section, you can just refer to that div. So an attribute, if you want to expand an elements tag, we can do so using the attribute. Attributes are content added to the opening tag of an element and can be used in several different ways, from providing information to changing styling. Attributes are made up of the following two parts: the name of the attribute and the value of the attribute. One commonly used attribute is the ID. So here, as you can see, they added an ID to the divs, and you can give any name you want, just so later on when you're using this ID on a different software to style or change the session, you can just refer to this ID. So an ID of habitat, ID of media. Displaying text, here they're talking about how we use paragraph, the P tag, and span. Span contains short pieces of text or other HTML. They're used to separate small pieces of content that are on the same line as another content. So here's an example how to use span. You can use EM or strong to style your text. So EM is going to display as italic normally, and strong will be displayed as bold. You can use BR to break the line. So here, as we can see, least concern, and we used BR, so you had a line break right there. So they also talked about unordered list, which you can use as UL opening tag, closing tag, but you also need to add LI for each element of your list. This is an unordered list, so it's just going to have bullet points. But if you used ordered list, which is OL, it's going to show up as number. It's going to show up as a numbered list like this. Here they're describing how to display an image. So we can see here div for media with the ID of media, H2 media, and this is how you display an image. Opening tag, source, where this image is located, so we can check the URL here. This is the image, and image is a self-closing tag. Image outs are really important to make this content accessible. So for screen readers, you will add an out to describe that image. So that bare image that I just showed, will be displayed like this: image, source, link, and then you're gonna add a alt tag and describe the image. Big and beautiful brown bear. So videos, this is an element that requires an opening and closing tag, unlike the image element. And here they added video not supported in case the browser is unable to load the video. So let's find our video element on the code. Here it is. So video opening tag, source, here's the link to the video, size that will be displayed on the browser, and closing tag. Here are the most important points we learned at this chapter. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Most HTML elements contain opening and closing tags. In this case, the image element didn't contain a closing tag. HTML elements can be nested inside other elements. The enclosed element is the child of the enclosing parent element. So here, for example, H1 is the child of body, and H2 is the child of div, and H2 is the grandchild of body tag. And invisible content should be placed with the opening and closing body tags. Headings and subheadings H1 to H6 tags are used to provide titles for sections of content. P, span, and div tags specify text or blocks. The EM and strong tag are used to emphasize text. Line breaks are created with the BR tag. Ordered lists OL are number and unordered lists UL are bullet. Image and video can be added by linking to an existing source.